Hello and welcome to City Trekker. My name's Adam and I'll be your guide as we aim to find the right gear for the right task for you. Today we're going to take a look at Fulton & Roark Solid Cologne. Let's check it out. This video is sponsored by Fulton & Roark, but all thoughts and opinions are my own and they don't have to check this video before it goes live. I've been using their cologne for a couple years and I actually reached out to them and said, hey, would you be interested in sending me a few products and I'll review them in a video. They agreed to sponsor this video and I'm excited to share these with you. And like I said, I've been using it for a while now and I really like these products, so just know from the outset, I am a fanboy. And I've been using cologne most of my life. When I was a teenager, I started out with Cool Water. I think it was like $12 at Kmart, and I've been using cologne ever since then. Now, most colognes are alcohol-based, so they evaporate off your skin fairly fast, whereas these are wax-based and they last a lot longer. Fulton & Roark was founded in 2013 by Kevin and Alan and is based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They met in graduate school while pursuing their MBA and quickly put their marketing degrees to use. Fulton & Roark started with cologne and they've expanded to more body care products. Their colognes come in a lot of different fragrances and they'll often do a limited fragrance as well. The one I'm holding here is the Blue Ridge and it's my wife's favorite and I use it a lot. So if I'm out at a public social event, I want to feel confident, I'll reach into my jack pocket, put on the cologne, and I'm good to go. And I often will put this on in the evening when I'm getting ready for bed because my wife likes the smell of it. So this cologne has worked for me. So let me walk you through the ones that I've been trying here and describe them for you. Each of these colognes are normally a combination of 3 primary fragrances. For the Blue Ridge, it's a combination of sandalwood, sage, and amber. The cases on these are really solid. On the back, they normally have a sticker with the name of the fragrance, as well as this small screw that holds the case together. To use it, you just flip the top open, and then your finger warms the wax, and then you take your finger and just put it on your skin. I normally just do 2 sides of my neck, and then close it, and you're good to go. And I kind of love the noise it makes when you open and close it. It's kind of a cool clicking sound. Like a cologne case should sound like a machine. Yes. It reminds me of the sound of a Cobra buckle on a bag, and I just love the sound of it. And so it makes it just a pleasant aesthetic experience. We get it, Adam. All right. So the Blue Ridge is primarily a sandalwood fragrance. It has notes of fresh sage and smooth amber that balance it out a bit. And it's named after one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. Running from Georgia to Pennsylvania, the Blue Ridge Mountains aren't the tallest, but they are stunning with a beautiful dense forest. So I like the outdoorsy, woodsy kind of smell from this. And as I mentioned, this is my wife's favorite one, so I've used this one the most. This is a Shackleford, and I've had this for quite a while. You might be able to see it's kind of beat up a little bit. And it's a blend of sandalwood and warm amber, so it's a little bit similar to the Blue Ridge. So it has kind of a warmer smell to it, kind of like a fireplace kind of feel. So it's got a blend of sandalwood, a rich leather, amber, and hints of dried fruits and reeds. So I like this one a lot. It has that outdoorsy feel, but it's much warmer for sure. So think less pine needles and more fireplace. But the Shackleford, I think it started out as a limited edition and people liked it so much they ended up making more. This one is the Kiawah. Oh, and this just smells like vacation. It's a fresh coastal breeze with a cedar accent. And honestly, it just reminds me of Hawaii. I went to Hawaii a couple years ago with my wife and daughter and had an awesome time. And every time I put this on, it reminds me of that experience. And this has Virginia cedar blended with just accents of clean citrus and smooth amber. I often take this one with me when I'm traveling. It makes me feel good, makes me feel like I'm on vacation, even when I'm working. Now this is a unique one that first came out as a limited edition and then they made more. This is the Devil's Garden. And it's a combination of incense, vetiver, and cardamom. And you can definitely smell the cardamom. It has almost a tobacco smell to it. So it's kind of leathery, kind of tobacco-y, kind of cardamom. And it is definitely a manly smell. So if I got a night out just hanging with the guys, this is the one I go for. This is the Lost Man, which originally started out as a limited edition and then they ended up making more, but it came in this limited edition case, which is smooth and polished. So the Lost Man has Virginia cedar, vetiver, and clary sage. So it's a bit like the Devil's Garden, but much more muted. Kind of a warm, outdoorsy smell, like grass, flowers, earth, trees. It's a very warm, outdoorsy, natural scent that isn't too strong. And finally, this is the Mahana. The Mahana reminds me a little bit of the Kiawah in that it's almost a tropical scent. It's very bright and citrusy. It's got pomelo, coriander, and green leaves. And it's inspired by the hike to Papakolei, a green sand beach near the southernmost point of the Big Island in Hawaii. So this one will also remind you of Hawaii. It just has a different tone to it than the Kiawah does. So it's clean, light, crisp, and bright. It's like the coolest breeze in the warmest of days. Now this Blue Ridge is getting a little bit low, and so what you do is when you finish one of these, you keep the container and you just get a refill that goes on the inside. This is my Blue Ridge that I use the most, and you can see this one's low, but I have another one that's completely empty. So this one I use so much, it is completely empty. And I mean, when it was running out, I just like ran my finger everywhere around to get the last bits of it. Now these colognes normally cost around $60, and when you run out, you can get a refill that's a little bit less money and put that in the container. So here I've got the Fulton & Roark Blue Ridge refill. So this is covered and sealed. And we're gonna put this refill in the container. First, we gotta take the container out, and there's a little divot here where you can see that you can pull it out. So you can try and use a fingernail to do that. I'm gonna use a knife. So you can easily just pop it under there and it pops right out. So now our container is empty and we can just take the refill and pop it right in. A little bit of rub right here and I'm good to go. So as you can see, super simple to put the refill in. In addition to the fragrances, they have a variety of other products, and I've got two of them right here. So this is the Kiawah body lotion. Has that great Kiawah fragrance. And it's a great body lotion. I use this on occasion, but not on the regular. Now this, I use a lot. This is their Formula 5 oil, and I use this as a beard oil. Their oils come in all of their fragrances, so I got this in the Blue Ridge fragrance. So every morning after I shower, the last thing I do before leaving the bathroom is to put some of this oil on my beard. It moisturizes my beard and keeps it looking good. And I use this every single day. I've got another bottle that I keep in my travel toiletries so that I can use it when I'm traveling too. So these are the Fulton & Roark colognes. I've really enjoyed the shift away from alcohol-based colognes to wax-based colognes. I don't have to worry about a cologne jar breaking and messing up other things in my backpack. Because it's wax-based and not alcohol-based, the scent stays with you for longer. And I really like these fragrances. So there's times where I'm just at work in the afternoon and I'll just put a little bit on because I like the way it smells. So yes, cologne is for the ladies, but it can also be for yourself. I think it's a good self-care practice to have a scent that you like. Makes me feel good, makes me feel confident, and I enjoy the smell. Now, I'm also a do-it-yourselfer, so I did the research and I tried to figure out what would happen if I made my own wax-based colognes. So I looked at all the ingredients that I would want to include, and I looked at some YouTube videos on how to make your own wax-based cologne. And then I did the math, and it turns out that I could save about $4 or $5 per cologne. That is not worth it to me. For all the time and effort and everything I would do, and then it wouldn't even turn out like perfect the first time, right? So there'd be a learning curve and I'd have to do it a bunch of times. So I really like that this is cost effective. So yes, this video is sponsored, but that's because I reached out to them and said, hey, I love your stuff and I'd love to share more of it. So I recommend Fulton & Roark. I love their packaging, I love their approach to marketing, and more than anything, I love their scents. So check it out. I'll include a link to their website down below, and I think you can get 10% off of your first purchase off their website. Thank you to Fulton & Roark for sponsoring this video and for sending some of these products for me to review. As I mentioned, I've been using their stuff for a long time, so some of these products I had already purchased. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel to check out all of our future reviews. Thanks so much and take care.